We find ourselves back here again. Via some very savvy conversations, the Blacktown Premier League 2 All-Stars are here to take on the Blacktown Spartans 20 side, which, as we've discovered since last game week, is a strong mix of kids aged between 16 and 20. If you're tuning in for the first time, this is the rescheduled Battle for Blacktown between a bunch of really talented park footballers who in tandem bear the crest of the Blacktown All-Stars versus the semi-professional footballers who have already shown us in a 20-minute spell before the game was postponed due to the weather that they mean business. Now, my observations from the 20 minutes we saw on Sunday afternoon are as follows. The Spartans midfield absolutely dominated that of the All-Stars, and the wing-backs, as part of the back five, proved far too much for the full-backs of the All-Stars to handle on their own, and too much for the midfielders to handle when those wing-backs inverted inside. When your wing-back pairing combined for more than 15 goals together in 2024, you pay attention to them. Physically, however, the All-Stars were right there with them. So if you're a fan of the underdog, strap yourselves in and pray to the football gods that Michael Cullen's very interesting lineup changes bear fruit, and by fruit, I mean goals. My name is Mark DePoli. After the All-Star girls won 3-0 and the Division 1 boys came oh so close to tying their game late, let's have a look at what the PL boys can do on this grand old Thursday night. It's a bit chillier than it was the other day. It's definitely a whole lot drier. Let's hope it stays that way and we get a great game of football. For your Thursday night footballing fix, thank you for joining us. Let's have a look at the starting 11s of both sides. We'll be walked out by Antonio Perello, of course. He's sidelined by Jack Leitner, Thomas Roos-Davies, and of course Jason McManus, who centred the PL1 game that did go ahead last Sunday, is going to be the fourth official tonight. So of course, remember, it is interchange, and the Spartans are going to do an entire 11 change, including the goalkeeper, of course, when it does hit the interchange section of the night. So let's go through, first of all, the Spartans lineup, at least for the first half. That is Issa Taha starts behind that of a back five, of course, and Addison Abdullah, who got the assist for the only goal in that 20-minute before postponement, will actually keep his place, this time wearing the 32 jersey. His middle three centre-backs are Sebastiano Carlino, of course, next to captain Jaden Carr, who played in this fixture last year, but in the PL1 iteration of it, next to Ahoy, who came off the bench, the 17-year-old, in this year's PL1 versus Spartans men's first grade all-star match. He'll wear 44. The right back, or should I say right wing back this time, in the 25 jersey is Tong Wol. Jasper McFadden, one of three McFaddens at the club, starts next to Tristan Boutros in the 38 jersey. Jasper wears 24. And of course, it's a front three, this time of Zachary Harang, who was so good when we watched him last Sunday. Milos Jankovic, who also got plenty of minutes across the weekend. And it's a starting berth for number 39, Bia Achuoth, who of course will lead this line, flanked by Milos and Zach. Let's go to the All-Star lineup now as the two teams shake hands, wearing different jerseys than they did to Sunday, but of course the ferocity will still be there despite the white being taken away. There will be no mercy, I'm sure. Garen Serrata, of course, retains his place in goal, the best keeper in PL2 by a country mile, one of the best if you included him in the PL1 conversations. It's a back four that has been slightly tinkered with. So, Jordi D'Alessandro, who I thought had a great game into his 8th year of serving at Park Lee, of course, one of two, along with Garen, representatives of the Park Lee boys, will keep his place at right back next to, this time, Jake Baptiste, grand final, my pick for the grand final player of the match in the number 3 jersey, gets a start, just 21 years old. He's next to Oakville's commanding and ever-threatening centre-half, Nathan Escalin, and expect him to push into midfield if the game doesn't get a bit dire, though. Aiden Cox moves from centre-back to left-back in the 15 jersey. That's where he's probably most accustomed to. It's a midfield three that is very, very different. Adrian Leterre in the 7 jersey is the only one who retains his spot, but is preferred a bit deeper this time, it appears, next to David Cullen, who is, of course, one of the many Cullen boys who play in that Polonia team, but someone who's actually spent 5 years out of the game. Last year was his first year back. Of course, a kickboxer by trade, so don't mess with him in the 2 jersey, tattooed to the brim as well. Ash Olumi, the 10, starts as the 10. The guy who ripped it up throughout the season, was a real coming-of-age campaign for him. Off to the left, John Mwene Malenja keeps his place in the 35 jersey. Emmanuel Alagdebaye, of course, a regular match of the round goal scorer across PL1 and 2. Actually, sorry, across PL2 for many teams will actually come in to start in the 21 jersey. But this is the big one. The big one is Jacob Skibberus, formerly known as Jacob Parnell before the surname changed, nicknamed, of course, to which many know him as JP. In the 8 jersey, will be playing as what is listed as the striker. Now, I expect that to be more of a false 9, more of a perhaps next to the number 10, next to Ash. Maybe they might interchange. But what it does give them is a bit more grip on the midfield. If that does turn into a diamond at some point, he is a midfielder by trade. He's not a striker, but the former Schofield Scorpion man, a guy who's played at Quakers Juniors, of course, a man who was at Ponds and tore it up, of course, a very accomplished free kick taker, is going to begin as the furthest player forward on paper. Well, let's do this again, ladies and gentlemen. We're here to see what the All-Stars can do this time. We know that their midfield got dominated last time. Let's see if they can fix up, shore up, cover those wing backs, and start a bit hotter than they did last time. Bit of a swanky clearance out from the back, and it's picked up here by the Spartans, who are then going to send it forward a bit haphazardly. Jordan Alessandro himself then puts that pass into touch after making a tackle in the early seconds of the game. This is the kid who got the assist. The goal scorer in Ashton King isn't actually preferred in either of the two 11s that will play today. This is a Hoy, but Addison Wadala, the man who got the assist in those 20 minutes before the game was postponed, does retain his place, and he was honestly, with his 3 first-grade appearances already as a recently turned 17-year-old, is one of the most exciting players that this club has to offer, and he's been here for a while too. Well, one there by David Cullen. Picked up here by Addison Abdallah. I believe that to be Zach Harang, who I promise you was wearing the 31, but is preferred in the number 11 jersey, it seems. I will confirm to you as time goes on. Ashton Lumi trying to put pressure on his opposite midfield numbers. I think that's Milos Jankovic dancing around with the ball as he crosses from the right to the left. This is Addison Abdallah, capable on both feet. Very dangerous ball towards the back stick. It was just too far beyond Tong Wall running in. Big moment as well, technically the second competitive debut of the coach of the 20s, that being Lockie Panetta. Spent well over half a decade as a servant of Manly United, who of course have been a very successful club across many divisions for a long, long time now. He also worked at the recent Asian Cup as a technical analyst for the Socceroos, no less, which is a massive, massive achievement to have under your wing and on your CV, most importantly. Could be, at times, a kick clash when these two kits come together, so let's see what the players will do to get around that. It's going to cause me a bit of trouble, hopefully none for them. The red shorts should really separate them. Picked up here by Addison Abdallah, doing his defensive duties well. Forward, he strides, finds Achiyuth up top. He goes to ground, well, almost went to ground, I should say. Letaire then picks it back up off of Cullen, his club teammate, stabbed forward by Jaden Carr, too hot to handle, but it's come here to Zach Harang. I do believe it's Zach Harang, otherwise it's Yusuf Amin. Either way, whoever it is has done really well to offload the ball. Now it should be delivered in. In fact, it's played short and square. A shot will be lined up from distance. It's hit the hands of Jake Baptiste, who stood nice and firm. Then it's come off the midriff of Abdallah, and now it should be cleared, of all people, by Mwene Malenja. Jacob Skibberus, first significant touch of the game for the should-be striker. And down he goes, ahoy, under a really cynical challenge. Just to set the tone a little bit for this game, perhaps. Ahoy, straight back to his feet, straight back on the ball, too. Gave it there to Tristan Boutros. Sister formerly used to play at the club, of course, as well, within the youth ranks. This has come to Jaden Carr here, in those blue boots, very, very distinguishable. Recognise him in this back three. He'll be one of the key starters, the captain this year, as he head towards that sort of threshold of age limits that's allowed in these 20s before needing a professional contract. Big season for him, of course. Big thing to prove for him tonight in their first competitive game of the season, if you allow me to call the Battle for Blacktown a competitive game. Well done there by Nathan Eskelinen. Jacob Skibberus, pirouette. Nice touch through to Mwene Malenja. This could have been the first chance. And in fact, it was an easy save in the end for Issa Taha, who read it quite well. Perhaps his hard work and good thinking skills there actually made that look a whole lot easier than it was. But real brave goalkeeping. Either way, the Spartans have survived a scare. So confirmation number 11 is Zach Harang, not Yusuf Amin. Of course, got the assist in the only goal of the game of the PL1 fixture, is lucky enough to be able to start in both Battle for Blacktown fixtures. Should be wearing the 31 jersey though, but that's okay. A touch and a turn here for Tristan Boutros, who then sends it in behind, a searching ball. It was looking for Tongwall, who was, yes, he's a right wing back, but look how far forward he was. This is played short here by Garen Serrata of Parkley to Escalinen of Oakville. Taken off him by BR. One back here by Mwene John Malenja. 16 goals in his debut campaign. That was 2 years ago now, though. Running forward is Jordi D'Alessandro. First real contribution here of Emmanuel Alag-Debaye. Stomping in was Milos Jankovic. Ahoy, ahoy, shielded very, very well. Takes the throw in quickly towards Issa Taha at the back. And his captain leaves it for the young goalkeeper. Picked up here by Jaden Carr, formerly of course, the youth ranks of the Colts of Kellyville, believe it or not. That's been stabbed out wide for a switch of play, but Jordi D'Alessandro will read that well. A guy who we know reads the game so well, he works, or has worked in the coaching staff in the old Mini-Roo section for the FA, no less, so he knows what to do. And the fundamentals are very much in his vernacular. Does the simple things real well, does Jordi D'Alessandro, as he gives the ball away, of course. Played short by Issa Taha to Jaden Carr to Ahoy Tong Wol. Lumped forward, Jake Baptiste in hard and quickly. Alumi then stepped in quickly, tried to get it through his feet, then lost it. Biara Truth getting through a whole lot of work, not at the top of the attacking line. That ball actually went out, but did there warrant a free kick in favour of Spartans? Yes, there was. Played short by the Spartans, who opt to keep it. Of course, reminder, if you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, to leave your live chats because we can respond to them and react to them in real time. And we're not afraid to either. Zach Harang, Milos Jankovic lining one up. Well, he was good against PL1. You can imagine he'd have an even easier time against the PL2 boys. But that shot was blocked again really well by Nathan Escalinen. Interesting to see Adrian Letaire down in his haunches already. All-Stars ready to defend this corner kick about to come in. To deliver will be Addison Abdallah. Debuted in the Australia Cup this year for first grade. Way towards the back stick, not really towards anyone in an orange and black jersey. Picked up by Ahoy Ahoy, who sees it out near the Blacktown City Council sign off to your left of screen. Mwene Malenja. Gave it away. Biara Truth square to Harang and that 11 jersey. Escalinen stepped in. There is Skibberus. Oakville and Polonia combining. Winning a free kick. That's perhaps what we'll see more of Jacob Skibberus as this game goes on. The ability to hold up the ball and bring others into play. Aiden Cox is going to leave this one for Escalinen to take. Jordi D'Alessandro should get his head up because he might have received that. Instead, it's going to be lumped forward in a bit of a hit and a hope. And it might turn out as a bit of a hopeful one for Alag-Debaye. It didn't. Who, I can promise you, had plans of heading back home to Nigeria at the end of last season, after the grand final, but promotion-winning season, in order to see people he loves, but also fix up his knee that he's decided he wants to play on. And just play without the ACL in one of his knees. And I say, good on you. The match of the round comes first. Here is Milos Jankovic being closed down by Jake Baptiste, who I was really interested to see how the grand final player of the match, in my opinion, that is, would adjust to the speed of this game. And the kid's doing really well so far. Only 21 years old, into his second year, of course, at Glenwood. Into his 19th year, I should say. That's something I've got very wrong on my notes. He's closing down on 2 decades of service at the club. Been there since a kid. Lots of pressure on Garen Serrata towards his back post. A slightly better ball than last time. Carr missed it. Out for a goal kick, but Lockie Panetta on the sideline, the coach, of course, is happy with what he's seen so far. Spartans don't have the ascendancy on the score sheet, but are performing the better of the two so far. It's not quite the midfield overrunning that we saw in the first 20 minutes of last week. And by last week, I mean a couple of days ago on Sunday. But territorially, they are winning the battle. That's going to go onto Eastern Road, I think. No, it's been saved by the fence. 10 minutes into this one. This time on Sunday, it had already started raining rather heavily too. So this time an in-swinger for the All-Stars to deal with. Garen Serrata being pressured heaps again. Towards that front stick, there was a foul given in favour of the All-Stars there, who can consider themselves lucky because the header came across the face of goal as Antonio Perello blew his whistle. Of course, Garen Serrata, a representative of Parklea, an All-Star cap in both PL1 and PL2. The first player to do so. I'm sure he won't be the last, but a wonderful achievement for him. Could very easily be in that PL1 spot if he still wanted to. Adrian Letaire calling for a foul here. The 30-year-old has been his claims waved away. Played short here by Sebastian Carlino. Sent in behind. Jasper McFadden was wearing 8 when he came off the bench for the PL1, against the PL1 All-Stars, that is. That goes out off the outside of his right boot for a goal kick. Very difficult to whip your foot around from an angle like that. And he's upset with himself, but he shouldn't be. Just 17 years old. He's a kid. This is the kind of games where you're playing against senior players who are going to kick you around a little bit more than the kids will, and to earn your stripes. I'd like to see Asher Lumi on the ball a bit more. Big coming together there by Jacob Skiveris. Again, setting the tone out there. Whether it's winning the fouls or giving them away, but he's the one that's really trying to manage this game from a non-footballing perspective, trying to get in the heads of some of those kids out there. Currently looking to run rings around them. Letaire stepped in well, gave away the free kick. That's not one I agree with, and I agree and understand the reaction of the players there. Antonio Perello will watch this one back. He obviously saw something from a distance much closer to the ball than I am. What it has allowed, though, is a real direct chance on goal. And the first one of the game, perhaps, where we might see a save required out of big Garen Serrata. So Milos Jankovic stands over it in the same way Messi does. The left footer plays it short. Something pre-planned here. It was read really well by Alagdabaya, I think, the right winger. Of course, this is an interchange match. So at what point will either team go to, well, you can imagine, at what point will the All-Stars go to their bench? Because everybody in Spartans colours are getting 45 minutes to impress today. Only Seb Carlino is going to really retain his spot into the second half. Even the goalkeeper's changing as well. Jasper McFadden, whose father Grant provided me with the team list today for both the first and second half, which was mighty, mighty helpful while I was eating my chicken fajitas prior to this. Mwene John Malenja had the early chance in that game, of course. In this game, I should say, he tried to put that through towards Skiveris, but haven't really seen the front three combine all too well. The only really chance came crafted from midfield. Quick feet, straight past David Cullen by Zach Harang. A 1-2 there with Milos Jankovic, 11 and 12 combining well. Still Harang, dazzling with that footwork he's well known for. Abdallah tried to whip it in, really good, threatening ball. And it had to be saved as well on the follow-through. Cox will try and get the All-Stars out of trouble here. Biar Achuth, who's really dropped in to a midfield role as this first half has progressed. Jasper McFadden, options either side of him, goes to the freest one in Addison Abdallah, who played that ball in, of course. Harang cuts back just like he did against the PL1 All-Stars. Oh, we nearly saw an exact replica of the assist he set up to Josh Bartolotto in the PL1 game. Tried to first-time reverse ball that one. It didn't work. Biara Tooth put it past the right hand upright and out for a goal kick. Good to see the Oakville boys, of course, who are represented by Mwene Malenja, Meds Mecca. I'm going to interrupt myself because here is Harang, who lined up a shot And out it went off of the block for a throw-in. Good to see the Oakville boys, represented by Meds Mecca, not here yet. I do think he has finally made the bench. He was late from work. Nathan Escalinen and, of course, Mwene Melenja, who are very lively in our comment section. Great to see you guys always tuning in, supporting the competition. Well, this will be an interesting call. Corner kick. So that shouldn't have happened there from an all-star perspective. And the Spartans are keeping the pressure on. It's safe to say. And perhaps they might be a slightly rotated and perhaps a slightly weaker team in the second half. But they need to survive this first half first, do the All-Stars. And it comes towards the front stick, and it was headed on by Seb Carlino. But it was headed wide in the end. Into his second year at the club is Carlino. Of course, used to play at Bonnyrigg in his youth. Still in his youth, to be fair. This goes towards Skipperis again. That time he was met with a bit of an elbow there, and the players out there in Spartans colours know that he's been the instigator. And again, he goes in hard on Ahoy. That's the second time that's happened, and the third foul is given away, and I've worried that another one might bring about a card and a caution. Interesting. Carlino goes back to Issa Taha, who we're hoping is not getting cold out there. Commanding his position well, though. Carlino. D'Alessandro stepped in tough, gave away the free kick, though. They're just trying to disrupt. The Spartans' mojo and momentum. Addison Abdullah's very, very free with no right back. Alumi stepped in well. He's probably actually saved a quick free kick and a potential chance at goal there. Ash Alumi, underrated work and gamesmanship. Not sportsmanship, gamesmanship. Ahoy. Cox stepped in. Jankovic read it well. Biar Achuath delivered in. Forgive me, it was Tong Wol. Biar in the centre there. The tallest player out there in Spartans colours. In that 39 jersey, this time it does come to Achuath, who's rolled Escalinen beautifully well. Asked the question of, was I held back? Antonio Perello. Cleared by Escalinen. Only as far as Harang. Only as far as now McFadden. Ahoy, who's come out of defence to provide a ball to switch the play like this. D'Alessandro was beaten. Jankovic. Leter behind him. He is left-footed, trying to angle up that cross. Instead goes back to Carlino. McFadden plays short. Harang has been at the centre of everything. Spartans' own Lamine Yamal. Cuts back, Abdullah. Lovely pass. Harang cuts back. Oh, brilliant. Carlino, not a position he's familiar with. Biara Chuth was, though. Blocked again. The All-Stars survive again, but for how long? Pressure still on them. Cross across the face, low this time. Blocked by Jake Baptiste. Spartans are getting closer. They haven't actually forced, technically, a save out of Garen Serrata, but some of the blocks that have been made so far have been very impressive. Bodies on the line. But they must get through this spell of dominance and adjust something quickly. They just cannot get a foot on the ball at the moment. Towards the back stick for the third time in a row. And for the third time in a row, it's not the greatest delivery. Out that goes. For a corner or a goal kick, I'm not even sure Thomas Roos Davis knows. It's going to give it as a throw. Again, Skipperis, that's his fourth foul. Not one to usually count these, but they're tallying up, and at some point, Spartans are going to be asking the questions out there for sure. Taha on the ball, in goal for the Spartans. Carlino, who should have had an assist to his name, to Achuath. Dangerous play towards Harang, but he's capable, even with Leter behind him. Boutros, David Cullen behind him. Happy to bounce back with his goalkeeper there. Carlino being closed down by Mwene Melenja. A swap of wings, it appears, has happened for the All-Stars. Past Antonio Perello. Escalinen been so far the player of the match with his 3 blocks and 3 interceptions. Mwene Melenja asks for the 1-2. Will receive it back. Too narrow for a shot at goal off of the chest, I do believe, of Carlino. That's much better by the All-Stars, who've shown a bit of threat on the counter. Right, what can they conjure from this? If there's one thing they do have objectively over the Spartans, it's size and physicality. Well, that ball didn't ask the question of either of those things, unfortunately, by Mwene Malenja. This is spelling danger. Look at the men running up the far side. They didn't get the ball. Can Abdallah perhaps find them? There's a real switch of play on. He goes for that switch. Fullback to fullback. Wingbacks combine. But unfortunately, that pass was overhit. Back this will go to Taha in the Spartan net. Although, to be fair, quite a while way out of his net at this point. Has not been forced into a save yet. Carlino asking for the 1-2. Dalla didn't quite hit that right. Escalenda makes his 4th interception, but his first shocking pass. Jordi D'Alessandro has lost a shin pad. He has. They're going to need to dart back into defence here. The All-Stars sucking in the big ones. If you're an All-Star fan, I'd say, unfortunately, they're going to go short, the Spartans. Harang, Abdallah, 2 Dangermen combining. That delivery is better. Forces a save at the near post, off the base of the post too, I think, which came into play. And a combination of the paws of Garin and the metal of the post have saved the All-Star Bacon. But for how long? And players warming up, including Meds Mecca and Marco Bravo Ortiz. Dangerous ball off the crossbar and tucked home with ease. And it's been coming. I think it might have been Ahoy who got the most pivotal touch, which was smashed onto the crossbar. It was then tapped in. A flurry of players flooded the box. And to the surprise of no one, after what we've seen so far, the Spartans do have the lead after some really nifty creativity from set pieces. And finally, one has spelt goal. Changes need to be made for the All-Stars. Somehow Ahoy missed from pretty much underneath the goal, although he did celebrate it. This goes all the way back to Issa Taha off kickoff. So Ahoy will claim the goal. Obviously debutised off the bench for the PL1 against the PL1 All-Stars. And now has a goal to his name. Although McFadden will try and claim it. He did get the second knock-in. Ahoy was the one who commanded the celebrations. And it's been coming, that's for sure. It's an assist as well for Milos Jankovic. So a couple of the boys that featured against the PL1 All-Stars have, to the surprise of no one, come to the aid against the PL2 All-Stars here. All-Stars, no changes made just yet as they struggle to get a foothold in the game. Addison Abdallah, another threatening ball towards the back stick. And Ahoy threw a hand at it and all he could. Couldn't get anything on it though. Just like it was 23 minutes into the game on Sunday, 23 minutes into this one, the All-Stars find themselves behind, the Spartans find themselves in front after what is a very well-deserved lead. And once again, we're asking the question of how do the All-Stars get back into this? D'Alessandro. Not like that. David Cullen living dangerously, and then it's been forced into a clearance. And you know what? If the All-Stars need to play park footy, then so be it, lads. Coming up against a lot of boys who are playing and have played football in academy systems their entire life, yet to play senior football, of course, where the dynamic shifts a little bit. But when you've been in a system for a long time, sometimes the way to buck the system is to move completely and as far away from as you possibly can. Alumi in rough. Cox came across from left back to win that. Alumi will see this out. Was then pushed off the ball, wins the free kick. That's better. Alumi's asking, I should say, Boutros is asking, hey, that was shoulder to shoulder. And Alumi sold it really well. And it definitely was a free kick. Just trying to slow down time here. Sent away by Jake Baptiste of Glenwood. When will Marco Bravo Ortiz make his way onto the pitch? The Chilean sensation. Well done again by Tong Wall. Jankovic. Harang. Beautiful scoop pass out wide, although it has ended up being a little bit overhit towards Tong Wall. Escalinen stepped in again. Been the All-Stars' best player. Goes down, wins a free kick. Keep in mind, as we go back to Tong Wall for a second, who's up and down this pitch like a madman. It's only his second year playing representative NPL football. And he's 18 years old. Wonderful, wonderful achievements being written in that young man's career. Melenja needs to show the pizzazz that made him one of the players of the 2023 season and one of the highlights in many occasions of the 2024 season. Ash Alumi needs to deliver this. He has. Of course, Ash Alumi has NPL experience in the youth ranks of the likes of Spartans back in the day, of course. Most recently in Paramelita's juniors team, but was playing 21s park football for Glenwood no more than 18 months ago. Has had a real rise to fame, as is well documented in the PL2 circle of conversation and rumour mill. A couple of clubs looking at him after his grand final showing, of course. Big adjustment to come up here against the 20s. And what is essentially, between the 18s and 20s, a reserve grade side, a mix of ages from 16 all the way up to 18, 19 and 20 as well. It's really not a nailed-on 20s and 18 side, and I really like that. It is truly, hooly-dooly, a reserve grade side. Later, we know him predominantly as a winger for Polonia, but was preferred this year to play in midfield. David Cullen stepped in well. Escalinen did better to recover that. Garen Serrata being closed down by BR Achuoth. One there by Adi Abdallah. Missed for the first time in the game by Harang D'Alessandro, hounding him. David Cullen now being ran directly at, so then scooped out wide with that wonderful technique of Harang. Tong Wall wasn't really a dangerous ball. It was threatening, but not dangerous. So they're going to play short. Baptiste, he's now been hounded. A slight push in the back of Later wasn't enough to phase him. Carlino stepped in and put it all the way back to Issa Taha. Later, off his midsection, got it under control. Ash Alumi. That's a wonderful penetrating pass, but the flag was raised. It was the best attacking moment in just one left-footed swipe at the ball. And it was all undone by that fluorescent flag in the bottom right of your screen. Rightly so, of course, it should be said. Ahoy, ahoy. The difference maker quite literally on the score sheet today. Issa Taha asking a lot of Carlino as he's being closed down by Alagdabay. A really, really skillful touch into a bit of space to open up the angle for him. Ooh, the mag by Abdallah. D'Alessandro doesn't want to get beaten here again. Wins the throw. Will take the throw. Looking to find Jacob Skiberus, the man they nicknamed JP on the ball. Has won a couple of fouls today, has given away a couple as well. Mwene Malenja, dangerous ball in, no one really threatening. The only striker in there was Alag Debaya. Alumi trying to close down Harang, tried to foul him too. D'Alessandro was the strongest in the challenge at the 50-50. Right, so the first change to be made, and in fact, plural changes to be made. Polonia boys, David Cullen and Jacob Skiberis coming off. It's going to be a return to the pitch for Meds Mecca, Marco Bravo Ortiz. In fact, no, Meds not preferred to come on, so I think that to be Ben Inns. Ben Inns will now lead the line in the 13 jersey. A high presser, a high intensity runner. Mwene Malenja in strong and cleared. Ash Alumi might be able to combine with some of his Glenwood teammates who have just come on the pitch. Now 3 of them representing, 4 of them when you include Jake Baptiste. All of the Glenwood boys are on and here to play the grand final winners on the ground where they were recently so successful. If you throw it all the way back to September, of course. Ahoy, ahoy. We'll take it from where the offside was indicated. Issa Taha asking a little bit of Carlino, but he's capable. So is this man here, Adi Abdallah. Mwene Malenja leading a single man press. Now Ashalumi joins in and gets turned. Tong Wol has come here to create an overload on this near side, it seems. Jake Baptiste putting pressure on him out of defence. Stepping in was Leterre, so was Boutros. And there is Inns, who was beaten to it, unfortunately, though. Benny Inns has scored down that end in a match of the round with the cameras on before. Against some Pat, it was, when he was just an 18-year-old. Picked up 30 goals in a 21s comp, so against the Spartans 20s, how's he going to be? Lovely to find this man here, Jankovic, who got the assist. D'Alessandro just did under enough for the foul, but they're actually going to call it back. No advantage was accumulated. Yet to see Marco Bravo Ortiz touch the ball. Of course, he did start the game on Sunday, preferred to start off the bench this time. Plenty of firepower off it. Of course, Krishant Sharma to come on too. Spencer Guranyu has not played at all either across either of the 40 minutes that we've had so far from Sunday to today. Call it 50 even now as we tick past the 1/3 mark of the game. So real danger here. Real danger here to come back to the point. A very tall midfield that does actually include Meds Mech. I'm not sure when he even came on the pitch. Either way, it's Adi Abdallah who sends it into the night sky. A waste. Jake Baptiste lumped forward a little bit more Glenwood-like as he tries to combine with his Redbacks teammates. Marco Bravo Ortiz got his first touch, picked up there well by Tong Wol. Chance here, Ashalumi way too hot to handle. And another wasted chance as the All-Stars try and call themselves back into this one. And the momentum is slightly shifting, slightly less away from a dominant Spartan showing, but they are still, of course, leading the charge here. But the All-Stars are stepping into this contest a little bit. A couple of changes have really been positive. That was really well done again by Escalinen, who I think clubs should be watching Nathan Escalinen right now and saying, this guy can play 6, he can play 8 with a defensive mindset, but predominantly he can play centre-back. He's tall and physical. And if I'm a PL1 club looking for a centre-back, I'm asking the question of the big Esky. He's a real strong battler out there. All the way up from all age 3, no more than 3 years ago. And now he's playing PL2 football. And at the end of the season, towards the grand final run-in for the reserve grade side, was playing 180 minutes of football each week. For 5 consecutive weeks he did that. Unbelievable. Spartans trying to put their foot on the throat. Dangerous. Aiden Cox needs to be real quick and real sharp to this, puts his weaker left foot through the ball and clears it out for a throw-in. But it's just, the All-Stars are just being outplayed technically, and they need to find a tactical shift, or they're going to end up in situations like this. Really well slid in there again by Escalinen. Delivered in. Dangerous. Needs to be cleared by Baptiste. Needs to be cleared out of the box. Pronto. Here is Marco Bravo Ortiz. Needs to be careful where those flailing legs are going. Spilt and then claimed. Well done by the safest hands in the PL2 district. Here now comes Mwene John Malenja. Cuts back. Second in the Golden Boot race in 2023. Here's his club teammate in Meds Mecca, who got a haircut just for this game. Unbelievable. Unrecognisable compared to 4 days ago. Isn't that something? Gives you a bit of presence in front of the centre-backs. And he wears the number 8. Fantastic for a midfielder. 6, in fact, forgive me. Even better. Strong. Former Spartans physio, of course, is Medua Mecca. Lovely. Really, really lovely. There's a big chance forming here. Here's Ben Inns. Spartans need to keep themselves sharp, and they do. Well done there by Jaden Carr. Really fantastic work. When Malenja wanted that, instead it's a Glenwood combination, and Glenwood's given it away. Meds Mecca tells Ash to slow down. And then he almost gives the ball away. Officially retired from boxing this year is Ash Alumi. But you'd still give the All-Stars and him a boxer's chance, perhaps, of winning this one. D'Alessandro beaten to it by Harang. Danger at youth. Up against Baptiste, who's no slouch, although he was in that moment, but enough for Escalinen to step in. Addison Abdallah, he might go for goal himself here. Goes short, brilliant composure. 1-2 back to Abdallah. Baptiste, was there a handball? I think it might be called. It will be now. I saw the whistle go in my peripheral vision to the lips of Antonio Perello. They're going to play it quickly. Something's brewing here. If they can play quickly. Inverted run, snuffed out. Jordan D'Alessandro's actually down. I think he's got a serious problem. A really awkward bounce for Garen Serrata, who can't prevent him from going out. But I think D'Alessandro's going to have to come off. He's gone down, and he was down. He was also keeping everybody on side. Something's gone wrong with him, not just the loss of a shoe or perhaps a shin pad. Let's have a quick look back on the not-so-instant replay if my hotspot works today. Yeah, so he just goes down into a squat. So I think perhaps an asthma pump needs something like along those lines. Either way, Krishant Sharma, welcome to the battle for Blacktown. One of 2 representatives, of course, of the great Town Rangers FC side, who proved a lot of people wrong this year. We're yet to see the main man. Well, actually, we did see him on Sunday. So I think Spencer Guranyu has come on as well. In the number 5 jersey, he has more Town Rangers experience in there and some real height. And to those of you who might be watching Spencer Guranyu specifically, arguably the strongest player out there physically. So that's what the All-Stars are going to try and do. They're going to try and dictate this game with some physicality, it seems. Meds on. Krishant Sharma on. Alumi put that ball onto Eastern Road. Almost. And of course Spencer Guranyu, maybe the strongest of them all, on. But the strongest of them all. To quote a great song. Lovely 1-2 short corner. This is really something special. Jankovic then put it over, unfortunately. All-Stars opt to play it quickly this time. Aiden Cox been pretty solid down at left back. Marco Bravo Ortiz has absolutely no one to pass to And he's going to try and work his brilliant magic. He's done so well there. And if that pass had found Alumi, the All-Stars were on. Adi Abdullah, brilliant today, as he was on Sunday. Inns turned into danger. Mwene Malenja, a ball roll and a step in there. And then Alumi lumped it forward. Easy save. Lots of love for Nathan Escalin in our Facebook live chat comment section. Of course, remember to leave anything you'd like in there. Sensible would be ideal. And then we can interact with it live. Jankovic running through the middle. Azadassin Abdullah has the ball. Those cut socks so recognizable. Thinks he's Bellingham, scores like him too. And the first poor moment on the ball for Tristan Boutros. He looks a lot like Newbury's Hayden Narayan, if I had to say. Well won there by Boutros. There's Meds Mecca. He's not going to be beaten in a physical tussle. He's asking for the free kick, but unfortunately at representative level, that kind of contact is allowed and expected and anticipated for most crucially. Inns closing down Jaden Carr. Danger here for the Spartans perhaps. Issa Taha stepped away from his man with a classy amount of composure. What a moment for the kid. Brilliant by Ahoy. Oh, and he got that out of his feet somehow. I think he actually touched the ball with his standing foot before he passed. Either way, it's worked out perfectly well. Escalinen cleared. Player of the match for either side, I think you'd have to say, at this point, with some of the work he's done out of the base of the defence. Let's hear midfielders of All-Stars trying to get a grip on this game. If they'd have just played it quicker, well, either way, ball's been kept because they won the free kick. This has gone to, oh, Meds. This has gone to Aiden Cox. Marco Bravo Ortiz, the Chilean sensation, went for the back heel up against the Hoy. Almost half his age at this point. Then a big challenge in on the Chilean international. And then sent forward. And then won by Seb Carlino, who will play the whole game. By the way. Oh, another big challenge came in there, but it was legal. No, it wasn't. Whistle to the lips now. Advantage not considered to have been made there. Four minutes to go in this one. If you're just watching while walking around the house, perhaps, and you're just listening to this old whiny voice, nasally, some might call it, annoying, most would. 4 minutes to go. No time really to be added on unless there's a real significant delay. So you could imagine that we'll have exactly 4 minutes. Spencer Guranyu gets his first real touch of the game as Town Rangers try and combine with Oakville here. Glenwood coming into the mix, and he's made a couple of yards here, has Mwene Malenja. He's going to actually leave it here for Meds Mecca, who then leaves it here for Spencer Guranyu. So number 5 going to send this long. Now he's got a real whip on him. Over Inns though to Mwene, over Ashalumi. There is Zachary Harang. Guranyu couldn't get to him. Meds Mecca could. A little shirt pull didn't stop him. And the All-Stars recycle possession for maybe the first time in the whole game in this section of the pitch. It's taken 41 minutes to get some sort of a possession-based foothold in this one. What can they do with it, though? Switch between the center backs. That's Sharma playing in the center of defense now, too. Partnering Escalinen. Nice touch by Ahoy, who's also been up there for one of the contenders for player of the match, especially if he keeps going forward like this. Beautiful pass, and should be finished by McFadden. It's a really, really sweet move. It's come from some real perseverance shown by the already goal scorer in Ahoy. And McFadden, who lives and breathes this club, of course, has popped up on the score sheet after a real productive showing in the back end of the PL1 All-Stars game. Has popped up with a goal. And a finish you should be proud of, past the big presence in net in Garen Serrata. But he was calm and composed, and on the cusp of half-time, the All-Stars have their backs against the proverbial wall and a long way to get back into this one. Of course, a 2-2 draw perhaps would take us to penalties should we get to the 90-minute mark and we can't be separated. But even that seems a little bit far-fetched with what we're seeing so far out there. Might also be able to see on the sidelines the boys who will play in the second half. So the All-Stars are going to play what is essentially an entirely new side. Now, on paper, you might suggest it's a slightly weaker side than the side out there right now. But when you've got fresh energy against a tiring, not match-fit All-Star side, either way, it's a scary prospect. They must keep their shop closed until half-time. Otherwise, a 3-0 scoreline could be really damning. That could be forming right here. Squared. Escalinen has done so well again. Alumi on the turn. Right foot control. Boutros behind him. Tried to cut back inside the number 38. Now Alumi in strong. Wins a free kick. Disagrees with the decision. Spartans will feel happy with that. Really quick pass. Play to Abdallah. Playing like a left wing at this point now. Then he was taken out off the ball, I believe. Well, we're going to go to the sheds. And unfortunately for the All-Stars and the many of their fans watching along right now and genuine supporters, in its third year, the All-Stars find themselves down 2-0. Now, of course, 2 years ago when this fixture happened, the Spartans found themselves down 2-0 at halftime before they kicked into gear and brought the game back to life and back in their hands. But considering what we've seen out there so far, it seems like the All-Stars are a long way from that. Now, if you're a Spartans fan and you're one of the parents or the friends watching your mates or your sons play out there, you're going to be very happy with what you've seen. Of course, the 18s and 20s, which are pretty much a set age range of kids from 16 to 20, have done really well out there to put to pass what is a resilient and physical and difficult test in the shape of an all-star outfit who are definitely setting up quite defensively. Right now it's 2-0, thanks largely to Ahoy and his goal, and then to McFadden, who actually might have tapped in that first goal. There's a chance he has a brace, only the football gods know of Ahoy's head across the line. But we'll be back in about 10 minutes or 15 minutes, somewhere in that range, depending on how quickly the players come back out, and we'll discuss what's happening in the second half. Until then, don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you back. The second half between the PL2 All-Stars and the Blacktown Spartans out live from Blacktown Football Park, about to restart. If you're just joining us for the first time, or you'd like a little recap perhaps, you forgot what happened in those first 45, the Spartans, after a dominant 45-minute showing, have taken a 2-goal lead, and you can thank that largely to their centre-back in Ahoy Ahoy, who literally led from the back with some brilliant attacking play. His goal and also his assist will be remembered on camera for a long time. Now, there's going to be a change of 10 players, including the goalkeeper for the Spartans, and I'll read you the lineup as follows. So Obadiah, known better as Obi Davids, begins with the 44 jersey. They'll keep the back five. Nick Esposito comes in as the right wing back to replace Tong Wall. Riaz Sadiq comes in, who played at Real Oviedo for a month and lived alone as a 15-year-old. Comes in to play left wing back in place of Adi Abdallah. Alex Moon will partner Seb Carlino and Valentino Mazzotta. Seb Carlino, of course, played in that first half. He's the only unchanged man out there. Kane Ree was brilliant in the first 20 minutes of last week as the Spartans come forward already, and Spencer Granyu makes a big challenge early and prevents a corner. Kane Reid in the 14 jersey comes in to play in the middle next to Arnav Chand, who's only 16 years old. And of course, Danny Park in the 10 plays as the 10 behind Yusuf Amin and Adam Atwa in the 11 and 9 jersey respectively, I should say. Gotten a whole lot darker out there after the halftime break as well. Amin leaving it for Kane Reid, who you might remember me saying last Sunday, he's put on about a foot of height in the last 2 years and is a totally different type of player, or at least could be perhaps. Could be much more physical out there with the frame he's got now. First touch in the battle for Blacktown for Obadiah Davids. Amin wears 11. Atwa wears 9. Stepping in was Granyu. Flicked brilliantly there by Alag Debayo, who tried the audacious as he tries so often. Back this will go by Riaz Sadiq. Back to Obi Davids in goal. Here is young Riaz, of course. They're going to recycle possession. Formerly of the Blacktown AYL system as well is Riaz Sadiq at left wing back. And in a system where the wing backs are prioritised, this could be a real fun second half for him. Of course, all these players fresh, bar Seb Carlino, but not that he had to do all too much running. First touch here for Nicholas Esposito. Back this goes to Valentino Mazzotta. They call him Val. Sister also used to play at the club. So a couple of Spartans siblings pairings to mention to you tonight. Marco Bravo Ortiz now, from youth to the 31-year-old, goes to ground. A first involvement on Thursday, that is, for Lachlan's. He did start at left back. David Cullen back into the swing of things in that 2 jersey. He'll swivel on a dime and send this out wide to Granyu. Cut out initially there by Alex Moon. Formerly a Newbury Bulls Mitney Roo back in the day. Just 16, so back in the day wasn't that long ago. So in taken, I believe, by Granyu. This will go all the way through to the goalkeeper. Ben Inns was threatening with those lightning yellow boots, which move oh so fast. Played short. Progressed forward by Arnav Chand. Nicely done by Marco Bravo Ortiz. Something could be brewing here for the All-Stars. Ash Shalumi was beaten to it by Esposito. Being hounded by Alumi. On he goes, then he had his ankles clipped at. Doesn't win the free kick though. Esposito probably wondering how. Throw in it'll be for the All-Stars as well. Oh, commiseration, Spartans fans. Nothing fell your way there. 3 minutes in and it's been thoroughly entertaining for once up the end of the All-Star attack, who are looking to find their way back into this game. Still yet to see Ibuka Iwaha come onto the pitch. Of course, the PL2 Player of the Year, no less. He was late from work. We knew that would be the case, so he started late and he knew that too. Prashant Sharma, formerly of Blacktown Workers 21 system, has progressed into a full-time first grader as of 2024. Directing play. Also, Alex Reeves wore his jersey on Friday night. Yes, WPL's Alex Reeves, part of the 3-0 winning team over the Spartans Gals. This is Seb Carlino. Nicely done there by Kane Reed. Back this goes to Obi Davids. Left-footed pass out wide, asking a lot of, I think, Alex Moon. And the Spartans are feeling the pressure applied to them for once. But of course, maybe the one thing that is in favour of the All-Stars is the fact that they're already match sharp today, that is. It's their opposition now who might have fresher legs, but for at least this first 5 to 10 minutes or so, they're the one adjusting to the speed and the physicality and the intensity of the game. So can they strike while the iron is hot? Towards the back stick, dangerous ball. It was cleared there by Nick Esposito. Bravo Ortiz. Didn't beat the touchline. I think Marco was hoping it would be his throw in, and he's unhappy that it's not. Picked up 8 winning goals last year, 16 goals in the league to go along with 9 assists, but 8 of those were winners. Can you believe that? Half of his goals were ones that bought 3 points. Oh, Ben Inns is there! A slip and a strike! And the All-Stars have a goal from absolutely nothing. A throw-in from the defensive third of the pitch for the Spartans has gone wrong in a highly calamitous way. And just like that, the game is flipped on its head. The scoreline deficit is halved. And Ben Inns is the first PL2 All-Star to pick up a goal in over 700 days. What an achievement for the Glenwood man. I told you that Glenwood would have some luck here off the back of their brilliant grand final win. And now it's these slightly younger, slightly less experienced boys representing the PL2, representing against the PL2 as a slip from the goalkeeper almost comes to the aid of the All-Stars. I'm going to interrupt myself because here is Ash delivering, ooh, into the car park if we have one. Not his best moment. But that should never be happening. And right as I was saying that they had not adjusted to the speed of the game yet, can the All-Stars perhaps strike when the iron is hot? They have. They quite literally have. And the game is back within 1 with still 40 whole minutes left to play. But really, it was from absolutely nothing. Most people haven't even switched their screens back on yet. And we know what happened 2 years ago when the All-Stars let a 2-goal lead slip as the script being flipped on its head. Well in there by Sharma, flicked on by Meds Mecca. Something is definitely brewing here in this second half. If the Spartans don't switch on quick smart, they could be in trouble. Nicely done there by Kane Reed. I believe that to be Riaz Sadiq. Threatening ball in over that of Adam Atwa. Recycled now by Esposito. Couldn't beat Lachlan Inns. It was cleared by Sharma. Well done. In tandem, Glenwood and Town Rangers. Great to see some banter between some of our clubs in our Facebook live chat. Keep it all starry, boys. Chance for the Spartans to reclaim their 2-goal lead. Bravo Ortiz hit the ground real hard there. Scored a bicycle kick in the 2024 campaign. One of that being a winner, of course, because of course it was. Beyond the 90th minute it was too. Fortunately, no cameras were on him that day. Would have absolutely destroyed the goal of the year rankings. Look at how quick Escalinen still is. A spring chicken, but a deadly ball back to his now centre-back partner who's forced to clear it for a throw. And while the Spartans might have conceded a goal within 5 minutes of the restart, since that goal has gone in, they have switched on like we asked of them. But now we have a competitive end-to-end game. Or better thing to do on a Thursday. Danger here for the All-Stars. A scoffed clearance and then a 50-50, which Escalinen was always going to win because he's a beast. Careful, Meds, he's done that. Cleared by Sharma. A bit more park football-y from the All-Stars, which is what we like. Play to your strengths. Ben Inns, he's a strength, and his strength is pace up against Carlina. Slightly more fatigued. Yellow card could be brewing here. I think it will be. Definitely a free kick. No, he's just going to play on without the yellow being dished out, but teetering right on that edge, probably saved by the fact that it is a friendly match. But another chance for the Glenwood boys to deliver. Now, it was a set piece. It was, in fact, an indirect free kick in the box that led to their grand final winning goal. These two stood over at the time as well, as, of course, Daniel Jimenez, who's not here today, of course, part of this squad. So this time it'll actually be Alumi, for those who know, they know. So Marco Bravo Ortiz steps away. Danny Park drops in to track the brilliant Chilean. And Ash Alumi, I can almost bet my house on him having a shot here. Thankfully, I don't own one. It's Alumi. He whips it low and flat, and somehow no one in any coloured jersey put a name on it. And it's missed everyone out for a goal kick. But this game is really, really lighting up, and somehow we have a drone flying overhead. Well, someone's scouting one of these two teams, and you know what? Hats off for effort. Cleared into the night sky, and out for another goal kick by the Ibex side. Played short to Carlino. Just got it out of his feet and delivered it forward. Little touch pass, first time of asking, was blocked off. All-Stars, the ones now doing all the pressing. This is definitely a slightly weaker Spartan side, or perhaps it's a slightly inspired All-Star side. They won't mind me saying that. It's probably true. Perhaps this will be the team that plays more frequently in the 18s. It's all right. You've got a lot of you more than 3 years to develop into 20s, so that's rather A-okay. And then lumped forward by Krishant Sharma. Aladebaye finds Alumi, who put in such a threatening ball just 60 seconds ago, trying to just get it out of his feet, and then tried to find Granyu, and he almost tripped over it himself. Back all the way to Escalinen, and all the way to Garen Serrata. Living dangerously is Sharma, opts for the clearance. Missed by Kane Reed, a chance, Alumi. Well, this should be the goalkeeper's ball under no duress at all. Ben Inns was never going to leave one too harsh in on young Obi Davids, although we could press him here if he'd like to. Now the press comes in, Glenwood leading it. In comes both Inns boys. Could we see a brother-to-brother combination at some point in this game? Bit of pressure here for Krishant Sharma on his weaker left foot, although he's got past Atwa really well. Haven't seen the number 9 get the ball too much. Brilliant turn by Marco Bravo Ortiz, and he wins a free kick, and you can see that the attack has just unlocked. There's something of a telepathic communication between these Glenwood boys, and of course they played together for a while. It just took a while for the dust to just be blown away, that dust being 6 months almost off. And a little pre-season to head into this one here, where they got 6 training sessions together or so. Those who turned up for all 6 probably reaping the rewards now. This one's floated in, and it's been saved. Lovely hands by Davids. And sent away, low and flat. And then recovered, I think, by David Cullen. Really nicely done, out of position. And then lost by Ladabaye. Still yet to see Ibuka Iwaha, unbelievably. Carlino leading the charge out of defence. Sadiq, I do believe. Nicely done to find Danny Park. Time and space for the kid, Danny Park. Header won by Escalinen, All-Stars best player. Meds Mecca beaten to it. Esposito came central to receive that. Well done there by Sharma, who's been okay off the bench, but then also gave the ball away. Wanted to progress it quickly, then was beaten to it by Arnav Chand, just 16. Down goes Chand. Lovely touch there by Marco Bravo Ortiz. Alumi and Esposito, one of them's asking for the foul. Almost got them mixed up, two wearing black jerseys, both with curly hair. Alumi asking the question of Esposito. Don't go there, young Nick, trust me. Sent forward by Lockie Inns, an established coach at youth level as well. He's helped out the Hills Football Association and Hills United as well as Sydney FC. So he's got a real good tactical footballing brain. Another one who does the simple things really, really repeatedly well. Good footwork there by Valentino Mazzotta. And then sent away to be dealt with by Kane Reid, I think he's dropped in to receive that in the 14 jersey. Strong in there by Granyu. Abuka Iwaha warming up on the sideline. You can see, along with a couple of other boys, including Jordi D'Alessandro, who's been replaced so far by Granyu. A push over on David Cullen. Again, not one you want to foul too many times. I promise you, kid. Anyway. An all-star ball to be hit in. Is it of all-star quality right now? Still plenty of time to get back into this as we cross the 2/3 mark of the game. Low and flat. And the keeper punched it away. Bennings has one. Does he have two? Oh, past the base of the post. And I think a player might have got hit in the head from the All-Stars. It might be Sharma. Well, no one's really checked on him bar Antonio Perello. We can give him a little hug after this. I think he's just slightly tased. Now, finally being checked on here by Ash Alumi. And back to his feet. Just dazed. What happened there? Let's have a quick look back at that. On the 62-minute mark. Yeah, he was collected by Obi Davids, who stood real firm in that challenge. And from a goalkeeper perspective, you have to be impressed what these two young goalkeepers have achieved in the two respective halves they've played. Well blocked there by Sharma, who's not missing a beat so far. Launch forward Esposito, past Inns. Atwa has kept it in. Still Atwa, have barely seen him. What can the number 9 do up against Lucky Inns? Inns has done well. There's a BDSFA grand final winning contribution there. 2019 Junior Redback of the Year. So an in-swinger to be delivered from this near corner kick side. One hand raised towards the front post. And it should have gone in. And now it's cleared by Alumi. It came off, I think, 3 players back to back. Then it took another deflection off the post. And it somehow stayed out. But how? That should have been the 2-goal lead restored. Football God said no this time. Alumi just lumped it forward as if it was the last minute of the game and they're up by a goal in the Champions League final. But they're not. They're down by 1 in the battle for Blacktown. Asking Garen Serrata to come for that, which he does. Good to see so many of the Polonia supporters here watching on this near side grandstand. Esposito has been a real joy to watch, probably biased by the fact that he's playing right under our noses. Mazzotta now. Ooh, touchline beat him, didn't know it was right there. Long throw-in taken. Mazzotta made up for it instantly. Here it comes to Illumi, though. He sends it out wide to Guranyu. Glenwood to Town Rangers FC combined. What's the centre-back come right back? Delivery like towards Bravo Ortiz. Up against Carlino. Then down goes Marco. Asks for something. The All-Stars can't believe it on the sideline in the background of your screen. But then there's a bit of an array of applause. The All-Stars like what they're cooking. 25 minutes to get back into it. 25 minutes to hold on to a lead. Great to see in our Facebook live chat some live scouting happening while the A-League transfer window just opened up. Great to see that there are some transfers occurring in our comment section too. Really is quite joyous as a little side quest for me to tune into. Oh, you funny people, you. At what point does Michael Cullen go to his bench again and introduce some of the real firepower in the likes of Ibuka Iwaha up against a physically far less developed set of young kids? You'd think that the likes of Ibuka will be able to power through. Lockie Nixon, haven't seen him at all in either of the two games. Is he even here today? Someone answer me that. Better by Mazzotta. Here is Esposito. Escalinen stepped in again. Has literally not put a foot wrong. Watch him skew this pass. For once, no commentator's curse, finds his Oakville teammate. They usually wear purple together. That pass should have gone towards Marco Bravo Ortiz. Instead, Aladebayo wants to get there first. It was spilled by Obi Davids. But they've been able to send it forward through Yusuf Amin. Here is Riaz Sadiq, but the touchline beat them both. You might be able to hear, I do believe that to be Kyle Jordan, of course, the Spartans boys technical director and formerly the 18s coach as well. A lot of these players are his. Well, technically all of them are, but the 18s boys particularly are his. Of course, finished second after a night. Made the grand final after that form dipped off a little bit, but a lot of things in that season to be proud of. Guranyu, who's been fantastic in the All-Star defensive line. Just made about 5 yards from that, and Amin was right to put it back, and then Guranyu pushed it forward again. This is played short to David Cullen. Apologies for the fact that we've lost the picture for a second. Hopefully it comes back soon. There it is. Cullen's just gone down in a heap there up against Danny Park. Hopefully it's just a little strain on the old hamstrings. He's given it a big stretch, but currently he's out of the game. Back to his feet now, though. Let's go back to what's happening live. Meds Mecca stands in. Out it goes. Big call for the throw-in here. It's the All-Stars ball. Quite quiet out here. Not too much support on what was initially a windy Thursday night. Now it's really calmed down. Maybe some happy chirping from the fans will bring them back into this. Chance here for the Spartans. Turning on the style as we head towards the latter stages of the game. Ball across the face, and Krishant Sharma was standing firm. "22 minutes to go." So changes being made. David Cullen looked once at his hamstring. Off he came. Aiden Cox has come back onto the pitch, I do believe. Might even be Adrian Laterre. Forgive me if I have mixed that round. It is quite dark, and everyone's wearing the same jersey, from my angle at least. Played short from the free kick. That was one. Arnav Chand finds here Valentino Mazzotta. Played short to the man who gave it to him initially. Chand has been really impressive in that midfield up against some players who are far bigger than him these days. Kane Reid sends that forward. It was that run timed to perfection. Yes, says Jack Leitner. No, says Jack Leitner. Left it to the last minute. Played short to Asher Lumi. Played all 70 minutes so far. That was a fatigued pass by the Glenwood man, though. A little bit too relaxed. Stepped in. Won it back. Nicely done. Marco Bravo Ortiz. Lovely back heel. Glenwood have combined in a 3 here. A sliding challenge. Will just light the fire under this match, perhaps. Might it actually bring about the first yellow card? I don't think it will, but that was a pretty horrendous challenge. Well, what it did was stop the momentum completely. And that's exactly what he needed to do. Danny Park. And it might have just saved a cross into the box, perhaps. Now they have at least a couple more players back to deal with one. We saw how close they came last time. Jeez, that was in hard on poor Inns. Hockey Inns has come on just to get clobbered. It's a message to all fullbacks. Stay back, or that might happen to you. Get crunched by your opposite number, perhaps. Right, Alumi has crossed one, has shot one, will cross this one. Threatening ball onto the top netting. Oh, it was so close. All-Stars were nearly back into it. I think it was Adrian Laterre who's just come back on. Just did not get enough on it. Or perhaps you'd say he got too much on it. Not enough eyebrow, too much cranium, perhaps. Turned by Arnav Chand. A little bit too happy going there. Alumi has smashed one in to level it in the battle for Blacktown. This kid's rise to the top at just 19 is something to behold. And he's just leveled it against the Spartans on a random old Thursday night. The kid with all the swagger in the world has just put this game back right where it started. And the Spartans have gone to their bench. Ahoy, ahoy, back on. Well, now we're tied. And now we're 19 minutes away, perhaps, from an unprecedented penalty shootout. Who knows? But don't go anywhere and sit tight. Send the stream to your friends. Get all your teammates involved. The All-Stars are making a comeback. Heck, put the stream on, jump in your car and get here yourself. This is about to be a fiery last 20 minutes because the All-Stars have been the one... Oh. I'm not sure if you just saw that, but someone's just hit the deck real hard right near the I Love Blacktown sign. It has just taken the greatest tumble in footballing history. Well, forget all about the adjectives and theatrics. It was just a massive tumble. Hopefully you guys all caught that. Anyway, Alumi back on the ball. With a bit of a spring in his step was then won by Adam Atwa. Laterre with fresh legs. Trying to close him down. He stopped his momentum temporarily. Atwa played it short. Then he pushed Inns off the ball and gives away the free kick. Brilliantly done. Great call there too. And they like it. Yeah, well, press the screen record button and go and watch this little tumble that happened on the sideline. That's one of the greatest footballing moments of the season, and it's day one. That's not Alumi's best ball. Perhaps with a bit too much spring in his step. Sent forward by Valentino Mazzotto. Escalon has to be strong. Is he quicker than his oppressor? Stepping in, slipping, getting his feet back to Garen Serrata. Well done, Guranyu. Still no sign of the PL2 Player of the Year, Ibuka Iwaha. But to be fair, they've scored 2 goals without him. That's a discussion for you to have after the game. Here is Laterre, I do believe. Mwene Malenja is that? No, I think it's still Adebayo. Can't tell from this far away. Interesting to see that they've brought on Ahoy Ahoy. So a whole bunch of changes happening. Baptiste back on. I'll alert you to who's come on the second I'm 100% sure. So Mwene Malenja has come on. It looks like Ibuka Iwaha has also come on. Escalinen has probably played all 75 minutes that he will feature in, unless he wants to take a pen and we get there. Illumi goes off as well. So we've got some real fresh legs and some real raw pace to perhaps bring the house down late. They're also going to go to their bench. Spartans know that this game is on the edge of a knife right now. This could tip either way, and no team out there wants to lose. This game was done at halftime, and some Michael Cullen brilliance has brought it back in. This could spell the end of them, though. Ahoy was threatening. On the edge of the boxes, Mazzotta was blocked there by Mwene Malenja. Has spent 30 minutes recovering, so he's pretty fresh too. Milos Jankovic has come back on. Was key, got the assist for the first goal in the first half. Meds Mecca, Lockie Inns recovered from his sliding challenge he received. This is how we do it down in Esposito. Well done by Nicholas. One there by Guranyu. He's been one of my favourite players of the second half. Here's Ibuka Iwaha, player of the year for the PL2. 10 goals, 4 assists. 90 minutes of brilliance every single week, and hard running to go with it too. Now he's running down this near side channel. He'll beat this guy in a 50-50, no doubt, although he's done very well as Esposito. Well, one of the great strengths of Ibuka is his strength. Nick Esposito used his body really well there. Lumped forward. Looks like Atwa in that number 9 jersey that brings the All-Star bench into an array of applause, but it is still the Spartans' ball as time has quickly made its way to the 75th minute. This will be all guns blazing if you were playing rugby, but luckily we still have 15 to go. Dazzly turns from Kane Reed, switches play here to find Valentino Mazzotta. Mazzotta now drives forward, poor pass, picked up by Krish Sharma. Now, Mwene Malenja. How much has he got still in his legs? 3, 4, 5 step overs, past one, batted into by Jankovic. There is Ibuka Iwaha, who is extremely fresh, to be said. Meds Mecca tried to find one of his Oakville teammates, picked up here by Laterre. Now it's the Spartans midfield who look like they're lacking a little bit. It's makeshift. Have these guys played together before? A chance to perhaps find the win! Oh, a miss! When the only thing between him and the goal was CO2. Oh, Ibuka just hasn't warmed up to the pace of the game yet, and his eye wasn't in. That was no different to a first ball duck at the start of an Ashes series. Oh, what an unfortunate moment for the player of the year. But what a miss, and that was nearly the comeback. And the Spartans have gone to their bench again. They know full well what's coming. Oh, what a miss. And it has to be said, that should be going in. Oh, what's going to happen now? Might that motivate the All-Stars? Of course, this could go to a penalty shootout. Currently, we're heading to a best-of-5 penalty shootout. Baptiste! There he is. Well done by Jankovic to put the pressure on, though. A good run down this right-hand side channel this time. Great to see we have viewers live from Vietnam right now. Hello. Chance for the man who's just come back on, and Biar Achuth. Corner, and straight away those boys off the bench have made the difference. No laughing, no high fives, no handshakes right now. It's back into business. This game is tied. I'm not even sure if the Spartans know that this goes to pens. It won't matter because Ahoy is there again. Oh, and then to the edge of the box, blocked, I think, by Mwene Malenja. Esposito, Ibuka, trying to close him down. Clipped in, Moon, headed away. Laterre, Skiboris involved. Jankovic got away first. Here is Ahoy, the man who has the 2 goals practically to his name. Oh, a sliding challenge But was there a dive? I think a yellow card has been brandished. It's the first yellow of the game. Let's have a look at the instant replay, which is my Mac running slow. Ahoy, ahoy is brilliant. Yep, absolutely. It's played short. Well won there by Bennings. Great pressing by the Glenwood youngman. Sharma, difficult ball with a spin. Read well, though. I do believe the yellow card was brandished. The play in front of me is too hot to keep up with on the replays. Anyway, throw in taken. This is what the battle for Blacktown is all about. Meds Mecca underneath the ball. Ibuka Iwaha has something to prove now. Sends it forward and in behind. Mwene Malenja. Bennings is trying. And the ball was too hot. Well slowed down by Obi Davids. Will there be a keeper change, perhaps? Can Obi Davids make himself a hero in the shootout? Should we get there? We're 10 minutes exactly. Sharma, dangerous, because there is Bia Achuth. Granyu closing him down. Then he hacked at his ankles. That's an obvious yellow card as well. He's saying he got the ball. Antonio Perello agrees it's a foul, not a yellow. This has got some real feeling behind it. Both sets of benches watching nervously. Who wanted to chew fingernails in January? Probably no one. But here we are in pre-season. 10 minutes to go. A Spartans free kick. It's been a long time since they scored their last goal. The ascendancy has been, momentum-wise, with the All-Stars. Can they stab a knife through that right now? Game on a knife's edge. Struck low and hard and into the wall, which stood firm. Played short now to Jankovic. Being hounded. Was that a legal intervention? Big call. Free kick, throw in, corner, goal kick. To the bench they'll go again. It's almost the entire first half team coming back on. So the All-Stars might have the momentum, but they're facing a, you'd have to say with all due respect, probably a stronger side now. This is the side that put them 2 goals to the sword in the first half. Now they need to keep pace with them. I think now the mentality has to be keep it tight for 10 and get to pens. Because now it's Spartans with the territory. But a counter-attack could really unlock all of that. Look at how deep the All-Stars are. The furthest player forward for a moment there was Meds Mecca, the 6. An in-swinging corner to be delivered in with 8.5 to go. 2 hands raised this time. Back stick, perhaps. Oh, it was 2. Ahoy, Ahoy was there. He's already got 1 to his name. Ahoy, dinking! And out. Goal kick it'll be. Spartans want to play it quickly. All-Stars oblige. Sent forward, I think, Skiburis. Mwene Malenja. Can the All-Stars find a counter-attack as this game heats up? Handball, I think. All-Stars not tracking back fast enough. They need to get bodies behind the ball. That's what's kept them tight in the last 5 minutes or so since the Spartans got stronger. Delivered across the face. Sharma headed upwards, not outwards. There was Jankovic. Great turn, Skiburis. This is what they need, the All-Stars. Inns and Ibuka Iwaha. Glenwood to Town Rangers to win it. Offside flag would have intervened anyway. And to think that this game should have been 3-2. To think. We're looking at the first potential men's All-Star win in 3 attempts, nearing on 1,000 days. The PL2 boys are almost there. Can they find another goal? Can they hold it off to pens? Did not think we would be going there today when I walked into this great precinct. Meds Mecca, brilliant by the Oakville men, but then he's given it away too much. Jankovic on his stronger left, lays it off. Oh, what an intervention by Granyu. And then Inns tried too much, gave the ball away. What a moment by Spencer. Had to step in there and did, otherwise the game was lost. This is brilliant. Ahoy, ahoy. They can thank him if they get away unscathed. Forward through Granyu. Benin's running hard. Ahoy tried to flatten him. Didn't happen. Tried again. Might it fall to the All-Stars? Oh, Ibuka's fell over his feet again. He's still got the ball, though. Make amends for yourself, son. Stabbed at goal. Didn't get enough off it. Oh, unbelievable action here on a Thursday night. Check your blood pressure, the commentator says to himself. Jankovic. Back on the pitch is Zach Harang. This is what he does to win it. Sarada got down so quickly. Blacktown versus Blacktown. The underdogs versus the expected winners. The underdogs are 3v2. How has this happened? Mwene Malenja goes outside. Malenja, what a save. And a corner it'll be. Don't take your eyes off it for a second. Goal kick. Goal kick is the call. Corner says All-Stars. And now they have to get back and defend, and they're tired now. The Spartans could brew something here if they play quickly. Midfield line is completely eradicated with one touch. Forward comes Harang. Inns has pretty fresh legs, though. Strong against BR at truth there. What a great 50-50 that was. 5 minutes until penalties. No added time, I remind you. Out the back, Baptiste. At what point do the coaches go to the sideline, perhaps for some penalty-taking specialists to re-enter the field of play? Is it already too late for them to warm back up to the match? Could the match be won? Skibberus, I believe, crosses into the mix. Ibuka Iwaha could turn this around! Oh! It was so close. So close. That was the closest he's come, personally. And he can tell he really wants to be the one to win this. This is unbelievable stuff. I did not expect this when we were sitting here at halftime. Neither did you. Another change made by the Spartans. I'm not even 100% sure who it was. Forgive me. I'll let you know when I do know. Tong Wall was brilliant in the first half. Ibuka Iwaha. Benins is free. Is that Skibberus threatening as well? Ahoy stood firm. Leter, I should say, back to Granu. Past Jankovic with that great touch into space. Too much. Gave it away, unfortunately. What action this is. Well, I'll be honest with you. If there is to be a first men's All-Star win via pens, it will be less dramatic and less earned, you have to say, than a win in regular time. But it would still be a very welcome win. Can they win it in regular time, though? 3 to go. Ibuka Iwaha, Player of the Year, back to Lockie Inns. 2019 Junior Redback of the Year. Still a young'un. Sends this forward now. Dealt with by Valentino Mazzotta. Puts it into touch. Urged to play quickly. Doesn't want to give this away, though. This has been left for Inns. He trudges back into centre back. What a performance in the second half. What a shift by the All-Stars. And not by the All-Stars, perhaps, that many thought would start or be the ones to lead this game. Picture's gone. I promise it'll be back soon. Just a connection issue. Stay with me here. There it is. Ahoy, ahoy. Cuts back past his oppressor. Nice touch there by Addison Abdullah. He's on the pitch now as well. He's the one who sends that forward. Miss-hit, way over-hit. 2 minutes from penalties. Launched up in the air, right into the semicircle. Won there by Mazzotta. Inns missed it, but under no duress. Back to Serrato on his weak side. Takes a touch on his right. Clears with little backlift. Mwene Malenja is there. So is Jankovic. So is Ibuka Iwaha. Needs to track into that midfield role while players around him are forward. Past Leter to find, I think, Abdullah lining one up to win the battle for Blacktown. Spilt and then claimed. Oof. 90 seconds to go. This might be the last chance. Well, it won't be for the All-Stars. This was probably the last chance to bring on any of your penalty takers as well. Jankovic turns away from one in Ben Inns. Back this goes. If something is to be won now, it has to be now. No added time. Won by Mwene Melenja. Can they win it? Inns is through. He has to be fouled. Great foul. Absolutely perfect. That's the exact kind of gamesmanship you want to see from circa 18-year-olds out there, because the game could have been lost in that moment. Poor pass. Sharma, play quickly. Keep it together, All Stars. You're almost there. Close down Zach Harang. Abuke Waha trying to close down. This is played short again to McFadden. He's back on the pitch. The goal scorer for Spartans that made it 2-0. Sent forward. Hit or hope time. Guranyu, not the greatest clearance. Ahoy, sent back out wide to Abdallah. The man who opened the scoring on Sunday was involved again today. Ahoy, ahoy. Jankovic, a look at the watch by Antonio Perello. We're seconds away from the first ever penalty shootout. We are there. What a match of football. And the battle for Blacktown is tied. And do those players out there know that they're going to pens? Because off we go. Best of 5. The best players have all missed. All players have missed. But can you hold your nerve in the first ever one for the battle for Blacktown? The players know, and now it's time for a quick discussion to see who will win the trophy. It's nothing to slouch at as well. It's a rather nice piece of gold and silverware, if you like. Well, what a match of football we've just had. Obviously, we will clip this up in a highlights package for you in the coming days. But this game started with an ahoy, ahoy header, and it might have been clipped in by Jasper McFadden. Either way, the former found the latter again for the second goal, and we all thought it's down, it's out. Now, we went into the second half. Changes afoot, a new centre-back pairing, new fullbacks, a rotated midfield and a different focus, and a resilient mindset. And we found our way back in. It was Ben Inns, and he found that oh-so-critical goal. And then, of course, Ash Alumi with that brilliance at the near post. But now it's a chance for Spartans and All-Stars alike to experience something unique and something that they would never have thought about doing at this time of year, a penalty shootout. So we'll decide what end of the pitch we go to in just a moment, and then the 5 names will be submitted, and if we get past 5 into sudden death, then we're going to whoever puts their hand up. Coaches on both sides need to be careful that players don't enter the pitch who were not on the pitch as the game ended. Otherwise, they'll be deemed ineligible to partake and potentially red carded as well. So the All-Stars are the first one to the halfway line. You'd imagine those with more experience and years playing football, maybe not at a higher level, but just playing in general, would have the advantage. So they're the ones that are going to go to the halfway line. What drama, what action, what suspense. What a day. And what a way to end it. And what a moment this could be for either side. So, in net first goes the Spartans goalkeeper, meaning the All-Stars will kick first. Best of 5. First forward is Oakville's Mwene Melenja. The ferociously fast and fleet-footed Wideman is going to take the first one. 3 match of the round goals in his life, 12 goals and 8 assists in his best season. That was 2023. Picked up plenty this year as well. Has to score this, well, doesn't have to, but really wants to score this pen. Hands on hips, a breath, a heartbeat, and the battle for Blacktown. Penalty. Mwene Melenja buried bottom left. To a round of applause. And a suggestion that the crowd should liven up even further. Great start. Now it's the Spartans' turn. Lovely tuck in. So I believe that to be Addison Abdullah. Played the entirety of the first half in that 32 jersey. Was brilliant on Sunday before we got postponed as well. Does so many good things for this Spartan side. But can he beat Garen Serrata in the battle for Blacktown? It's Addison Abdullah on his right foot. Beautifully placed into the opposite corner that John put it. And we're tied 1 apiece. This time it's Ash Alumi. I'm not even sure when he came back on, but it wouldn't have been for long before the final whistle. This is the man who scored the most recent goal in the game. He's the one, his contribution is the one that brought us here. But can he hold his nerve? 19 years old, was a 21s rep of Glenwood no more than 18 months ago. A grand final to his name. A podcast which he set on fire. What about a penalty? Oh, beautiful. Down the middle, held his nerve, and he loves it to a second point to the camera. And the All-Stars, up 2-1, Spartans to take their second kick. I believe that to be the number 11. That to be Zachary Harang. Got the assist for the PL1 versus first grade goal on Sunday evening. Has been brilliant in the last 4 days that we've seen him across 2 live streams. The All-Stars have done Blacktown proud, as have the young'uns of Spartans. Harang hooks it into the top corner with relative ease and a distinct calmness about his demeanor. 2-2. Shake of the hands between the two Blacktown representatives of different corners of this great part of the world. Krishant Sharma and Harang there with a little high five. Great to see. Second year heading into the club, can play through the entire spine of that Town Rangers side. He's the captain of Town Rangers. Of course, another one up from 21s. This time, even less than Ash Alumi was. This guy was up there this year. Really important penalty. Oh, that is absolutely blasted into the top right-hand corner. The best penalty of the day. And if you point your camera to the halfway line, you'll see the All-Stars players in disarray. Those who can bear to stand on their legs still. Perfect penalties so far from both. They've been treated to a real clinic being put on here. But now, it's the now number 46, not 44, Ahoy Ahoy, who pretty much put the Spartans' attack on his back, or should I say on his forehead in the first half, solidified things in the second, but now the 17-year-old, yes, 17, needs to hold his nerve. And he does! Probably the closest any of the goalkeepers have come so far to making a save. A little less power behind that, a bit more finesse, and the result is the same. 6 penalties scored. This is number 4. We're not quite at sudden death yet, but it's teetering on that edge. Blacktown community watching along now. This is Oakville's Meds Mecca. The second representative of Oakville. It's the Ravens who are putting the penalty shootout on their back. Mecca sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. So it's 4 penalties scored from 4 for the All-Stars. A 4th penalty kick to come for the Spartans, who have also been perfect. I think that to be Milos Jankovic with the ball in hand, or at least about to be. A 20s representative usually has played in first grade during preseason. Preferred here tonight. Another lefty up against Garen Serrata, and it crept underneath the Park Lee shot stopper. Well, it's sudden death now. In fact, it was Danny Park, forgive me, in the 10 jersey, who scored that for the Spartans. Held his nerve off the left. So this is sudden death. I almost don't want to say it out loud because I'm sure the players can hear out there. This is sudden death. The game will now be won and lost with the next of each. Spencer Guranu came on for the second half. Bolstered a frustrated defense. A skip and a jump, and it's missed. What a save! Let's not take anything away from Obi Davids, who's just sprung to his left, Spencer's right quickly. And now this time it is Milos Jankovic, who could take the decisive penalty. All-star players drop to the floor. They know what's about to be in store. Can the kid who got the assist for the opening goal restore that feeling of victory and supremacy to win the battle for Blacktown? It's another lefty, Milos Jankovic. A breath, the hands on hips, the chance to be a hero, smacked in underneath the crossbar, and the battle for Blacktown is won by the Spartans against the PL2 All-Stars. But all we can do is be really thankful for the brilliant football that we've seen on display, especially in this second half, where we got a real contest. Awkward, we don't know what to do, all separated by hyphen, kind of celebrations by the Spartans, who wanted to be in the sheds by now, taking their gear off, I'm sure. But a really composed set of penalties where they were absolutely perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, slotted, and a Battle for Blacktown trophy about to be theirs again. But thank you to those players out there who busted their butts for putting the Battle for Blacktown up for grabs, and the Spartans who went out there to win it. But the All-Stars who did not come here to lose should be so immensely proud of, especially the second half that they produce. Well, thank you very much to the many, many, many viewers who tuned in, especially those who joined in for the second half when you knew it was getting even better. A big thank you to those who have supported the entire Battle for Blacktown promotion and the event and what this exhibition set of matches stand for. A reminder to those who have been watching all weekend and to those perhaps who are just tuning in for the first time, thank you so much for all of these guys for being a part of it, Spartans and Blacktown alike. To the girls who beat the Spartans on Friday, congratulations again to you, history makers, 10th of January, mark it on forever. I hope that Kings Park Tavern was welcoming to you guys. To the boys who played on Sunday, thank you for doing Blacktown proud again. To the boys who played tonight, you did the exact same thing, and you put some goals to your name as well. It is always a high-scoring, fun fixture, this one. Good luck to all the teams from the Blacktown District Soccer Football Association who are heading into a new Premier League season on March the 22nd. It's going to be great. I'll be here hopefully calling you through all those games on Saturdays and Fridays and occasionally Sundays as well this year with a little bit of a shift up. It's going to be another great season. We'll see who can back up their bites and bark a little bit more. To the Spartans boys who start in just under 2 weeks, or just over 2 weeks I should say, best of luck to you guys as well. You guys have shown exactly why you're all superstars and deserving of wearing the Spartans jersey. My name is Mark DePoldi. Thank you for being here. Good night.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Aiden, and the BDSFA PL2 All-Stars. Captain for our Spartans under 20s, you can come up, please. Congratulations, well done. There you go, the Battle for Blacktown Champions Trophy, you get to hold that onto that for a year. Great game for the boys. You guys came out hard from the start, took that to the lead. Sort of came back in the second half, and the boys came from the Premier League All-Stars and came back to war. But, well done. Great community shootout, and thank you to the boys for coming on what would be usually a training night for the boys. So what would you like to say?
First off, thank you to the Blacktown All-Stars. Great second half for you, back from 2-0. Our boys as well, good hit out, good composure in the pens, and good luck to both teams, and thanks for coming out tonight.
Thank you very much. Round of applause, please. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming tonight. Good luck to both teams for the rest of the season, and we hope you have a lovely night. Thank you so much.